knows when he was struck in the face by Serge Ibaka while going up for a dunk. Prior to his return to the court since breaking his nose here, James said, "I've been talking to Marvel Comics for the last couple of days and DC Comics. Trying to come up with one of the greatest masks of all time. So we'll see what happens." As he returned to the court against the New York Knicks in the Garden as well, he debuted as something legendary. While the Heat came out in their all-black uniforms, LeBron himself debuted in an all-black mask like something of a superhero. Right before our eyes, so we knew that he was on a mission that night. Now that game, the Heat beat the Knicks 108-82, while LeBron torched all of his defenders, dropping 31 points on 13 of 19 shooting with 4 rebounds and 4 assists in just 37 minutes, including a dunk where he literally looked like the Dark Knight as he drove in, slammed and yelled to the crowd. After the game, LeBron and his teammates loved the mask so much that they even made shirts for it. As well as LeBron posting a picture on Instagram of us side by side with him and Batman, saying that he's always wanted to save Gotham from criminals. Unfortunately, this mask was short-lived as the NBA didn't approve of the black mask, and they immediately asked LeBron to switch to a clear one. Although LeBron fought for the black mask, he ended up switching it up to avoid the penalty. Now the main reason he was forced to switch is that the NBA doesn't allow any uniform alterations to be made that they cannot profit from. After initially giving LeBron the go-ahead for wearing a black protective mask over his broken nose that Thursday night, the league ended up changing course and requested James to wear a clear mask that the league considers appropriate. No other explanation was ever given by the league. The James carbon fiber mask was made by a local Miami manufacturer, and because the NBA doesn't financially benefit, the mask
he had the same pickaxe as me.
In early March of 2014, after switching to the clear mask,
he had shields, that's the only reason, and a better gun.
LeBron from having arguably one of the best games of his career when he faced the Bobcats with none other than Michael Jordan watching. It was a crazy night for LeBron James as he managed a career-high 61 points against the Bobcats, where he also collected 7 rebounds and 5 assists while making 8 threes in that 124-107 victory in the clear mask. Now, plenty of NBA players around the league have a one-of-a-kind style both on and off the court. And many players that you see in today's league often showcase their fashion pre-game or during interviews. Now, a common trait between all of them is the one-of-a-kind jewelry they're able to pull off. We've seen many players like LeBron, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and even Kyrie show off their gold and diamond pieces, and even less significant players in today's league want to shine as well. So players like Lance Stevenson and even Lonzo Ball have joined in. Now, outside of the court, players have a lot of leniency on what they can wear. But wearing jewelry in games was actually something that was popular earlier on until it eventually got banned by the league. Wearing gold chains during games stems back to the all-time great pioneers of the game, when people like Julius Erving, Daryl Dawkins, and even Michael Jordan actually did this. When people say that an era's past the league was different, they definitely aren't lying since there's so many new rules and bans that have come out since then. But Dr. J was one of the first to creatively dunk in the league as well as rocking a gold chain during his NBA game. And believe it or not, there's actually a famous picture of him and Larry Bird both reaching for each other's necks, so you can see how dangerous this could have been. But in many instances, Julius rocked it with the net. Other players like Daryl Dawkins, someone who later became a teammate of Julius, went above and beyond every game, wearing multiple long chains with pennants on them that often swung out of the jersey and would fly around hitting other people. Many people like to credit Dawkins for the main reason why chains are banned because of the excessive amount and how long and ridiculous the jewelry actually was that he'd be wearing in an actual game. But with that being said, even the GOAT himself of Michael Jordan wore gold chains around his neck during games at times with the Chicago Bulls. Whether he was sitting on the bench or going up for some type of iconic dunk, MJ rocked either 1 or 2 chains to add a little extra shine at times. But it was a short-lived fad that he ended up switching after controversy over them being worn in game.
It's going to maybe flood Dusty Divot.
Banned items in the NBA today. Let me
Dusty
know in the
Divot is
below, and
really
don't
a piece of trash right now,
don't miss out.
in my opinion, right? Because, like, it's not even good there. I miss Dusty Depot. Imagine if they just recreated it just a little bit, just, like, different and, like, better. Actually, they couldn't make it better. But, yeah. Let's get a house. Which house?
This young man, 6'7", 285. Physical.
I'm gonna get this one.
The last time we talked about somebody in terms of physicality with LeBron James.
Without question, Zion Williamson is one of the most impressive freaks of nature we've ever seen step onto a basketball court, especially considering the fact that he's only at a collegiate level. He's 6'7" and 290 pounds. As fast as a guard, and has a 40-inch vertical leap that lets him do things like this. And this freakish athleticism is what's led people to believe that he has the biggest potential of any young player we've seen in a long time. And has been one of the reasons that he's been projected to be the first overall pick since his senior year in high school. People are saying that Zion Williamson has the capability of being this generation's next LeBron James. and that he's going to come to the league and dominate right away. And as you can tell, these are all insane expectations for a man that's still only 18 years old. And that's why we need to understand that no matter what his potential looks like right now, there's still always a good chance that he never lives up to that height. And
so default, he has a shotgun, and they're at that right next to you in the house.
Like I said,
well, next
one of
house
the
by
biggest comparisons Zion has been getting from fans and media is to
Are you attacking them?
And the fact that he's the closest freak of nature we've seen since then. But aren't we forgetting about Andrew Wiggins? And the fact that since Wiggins'
oh freak, I'm getting attacked from someone else.
But the fact that he was a player that was 6'8", near 200 pounds, and had a 44-inch vertical. And this also led to him being predicted to be the first overall pick before he ever stepped onto a college court. But people are starting to ignore this recently, and that's because Wiggins never turned out to be as good as everyone expected. Which was due to the fact that he was by far the best pure athlete in the draft, but didn't have any unique skills and wasn't a great shooter. So when he went to the NBA with all the other elite athletes, he stopped looking as good. And there's nothing stopping the same thing from happening to Zion. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are aspects of his game that can make him great one day, but right now, there's no denying that he's gotten by solely due to the fact that he's the best athlete on the court at all times. And he doesn't really have any true skills that set him apart from everyone else. On top of that, like I said, he's 6'7",
I knocked one of them. The other one, I knocked the one who wanted me, but the other one was good.
But he really can't shoot, and he plays like more of a power forward, which, if anything, puts him as more of a Charles Barkley type player. But even Barkley weighed about the same and had a 37-inch vertical when he was at Auburn. And you might be thinking, well, what's wrong with that? Barkley still turned out to be a Hall of Famer. But you gotta understand, Barkley was a much more skilled player in college than Zion is right now. We will take into account, though, that Zion takes much better care of his body than Barkley did, and Zion actually looks like he's in amazing shape for his weight when Barkley wasn't.
Did you
click Arena? If Zion gets drafted today, he's going to be the second heaviest player in the NBA right now.
Is he good?
The 290-pound GOAT, and we're going to get to see if he can use that to his advantage in the NBA system. But looking at these last 2 points,
do you think he's like better than both of us?
Just because he was a freak athlete, and the fact that Zion isn't as skilled as he should be.
I know, but I forgot how he played.
Starting with the 2013 NBA draft, where the first overall pick was starting with the 2014 NBA draft, where Wiggins was the best athlete, but the player that turned out to be the best was the one that was the most skilled since college.
What's his best skin?
And even again in this past year's draft, as an example, where the best athlete was probably a guy like DeAndre Ayton, but Luka was the most skilled.
Is he joining?
Basically, what I'm trying to say by this is the fact that skill translates a lot better to the league than pure athleticism.
Here, just ready up and see if he'll join.
No one makes it to the league without being some sort of an elite athlete. Alright, almost nobody. Just kidding, he's a goat. But honestly, no star in history.
Also, guys, the reason I'm only tier 17, I've been growing for 3 weeks, so.
And made a career simply based on how athletic they were. I mean, maybe you could argue that the exception would be LeBron, but even LeBron was way ahead of where Zion is right now. And since Zion's supposed to be
isn't he like?
Star,
him! He's the one who gave me the $10 gift card.
Huge star from the past few years, but has failed to live up to that height. And there's been a ton of them recently. Once again, in 2014, fans and media said that Andrew Wiggins was somewhere.
Man, this server's waiting way too long.
LeBron James, and actual draft comparisons had him as a mix of Clyde Drexler and Tracy McGrady.
We're trying the new open league mode. Division 1. What's that supposed to mean? What the? This is a weird looking loading screen. Bang.
And Markelle Fultz was supposed to be the next James Harden. By the way, comment down below if you want to see a video.
Do you think there's any rules to it?
Comparison. But back to the point, there's a running theme.
It says Fortnite's still in early access, but clearly isn't.
Hasn't turned out anywhere near what's been expected.
If I drop you Walmart, can you run in and grab some lotion?
But we're going to get into why that is, and if Zion will face the same fate in a minute. But right now, let's look at the chances that he ends up like one of those guys or not by looking at his current game to translate into the NBA. So let's say he plays small forward for either the Cavs or the Suns, whoever can take the hardest. Now, even though he compares better to Charles Barkley than anyone else, I can see his game fitting best in a small forward role. The only problem is he doesn't have a consistent enough jump shot. I mean, at Duke,
he's trying to get the chump if possible.
7% from the field, making an insane 74% of his two-pointers.
So I might have to leave after this game for a little bit. to run into Walmart, go get some milk.
Inside the three is because most of his attempts are layups or dunks.
There's a scorpion coming. Here, get rid.
Mid-range shots as he should be this year. And, I mean, he doesn't need to when he can get to the rim like he can, but that's not always gonna work. He's supposed to be in college developing his game and working on his weaknesses for when he gets to the NBA. And the fact that he still rarely takes too many jump shots tells me it's because he doesn't have a consistent one and doesn't want to hurt his draft spot. And, I mean, usually I would say as a perimeter player, this is something that's really gonna hurt his game, but, I mean, with the way Giannis and Ben Simmons have been playing, that argument's kind of turned out to be invalid. Plus, we do gotta give Zion props for saying he really does want to work on his shot and become more than just a dunker. And hey, at least he's actually not scared to take
they're on me.
Plus,
or are they on you?
Free throw shooter, and it's not like there's anything fundamentally wrong.
Oh, gold pump, bro.
So there is
do you need a...
still develop one. And then away from scoring, we do have to admit that there are big upsides to his game, like him looking like a great rebounder, a good defender, and the fact that he has great court vision. But even with all that being said, Williamson still hasn't shown that he has any insane actual basketball skills. Does leave room to worry that he might not be as good as everyone hopes. And when I say that, I'm not saying that he's a terrible player or anything, but I'm saying in a few words, if you're describing how to to someone, I mean, you'll say he's a freak athlete, a great dunker, and, well, that's it. And whether small forward works or it doesn't, there's always a chance that he tries his shot at power forward. Especially with his comparisons to guys like Larry Johnson and Charles Barkley. But I mean, it's going to be hard for him to play that position.
Oh, freak! He's gonna try to finish.
Again, without a
help.
If he does play power forward,
I'm getting finished. Gosh, dude! Get him, Aiden, get him!
Player that dunks on everyone in his first couple
Please
years,
kill him.
He's
right here! No! Screw you, Theos!
The only problem is that
just kill him. He's gonna do an edit. Let's do another one. Just not open division.
Possibility that no one's talking about. And for him to truly avoid that possibility, that he enters the league and doesn't live up to the hype for years, or maybe ever does, I think it'd be best for him to stay a little longer in college. I mean, with today's standards, nearly everyone stays in college for only a year. But you look at all the people that I mentioned earlier that came into the league and weren't as good as people expected them to be. And all of those guys were only in college for a year. But on the other hand, now it seems that a lot of the guys that stayed at least 3 years in college and use that time to work on their actual basketball skills and learn the game have been able to develop a lot better over the years than the ones that haven't. And we're looking at guys like Damian Lillard, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler that have done that. As opposed to guys like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Nerlens Noel, Jabari Parker, and Andrew Wiggins, who all